Come on down. You're the first contestant on The Price is Right.
Get that stuff out of here. It's Southwest Bias.
Welcome to another live edition of Southwest Bias, brought to you by our friends at Branded Bills. Make sure to use that promo code BBPHNX to save 10% off your first order of custom hats and apparel. And you probably noticed I wasn't here Thursday or Friday. I don't want to make it a habit of lying to you guys. I said we'd be live 5 days a week. But guess what? Sometimes you get sick. And sometimes you get really sick and you get stuck at home, thus being in the home studio today. But one thing I've always done since I was a kid, when I get really sick and I have to stay home, whether it's school or work, I would watch The Price is Right. And sure, the show isn't as good as it was back in the day with Bob Barker, but it's still a tradition for me when I get sick. I enjoy the pricing games. I live for Plinko, and I always wonder, have I overbid on the Showcase Showdown? And over the weekend, while I was sitting here sick, I saw that, again, Mark Stein is reporting that the Phoenix Suns will offer Devin Booker a 2-year, $150 million extension this offseason. And it makes me wonder, are the Suns overbidding on their superstar? And believe me, I had a lot of time to think about this over the weekend, and I came to the decision, despite what all the internet trolls wanted me to believe, despite what all the comments on Instagram wanted you to believe, that I actually think that Devin Booker is well worth this money. Is Devin Booker the greatest Sun of all time? Maybe not. Maybe you could make an argument for Steve Nash with the 2 MVPs, Charles Barkley with what he did, the way he elevated the Suns and got the MVP. There's other names that you could probably put in the mix as well. But to me, Devin Booker is the greatest scorer in Suns history. And there's something to be said for loyalty. In an NBA where so many guys have demanded to leave a city for much less than Devin Booker's been through, you've got to reward a guy that wants to be with your franchise and support your fan base. It's not the only reason, but that's part of the reason that you do this. You also look at it, and Devin Booker is the one guy on your roster that you truly can hope to build around, especially if you're getting rid of Kevin Durant this offseason, which every indication and everything I've heard is 99.9% going to happen. Devin Booker is the most important piece on your roster. So you've got to keep him. And 2 years and $150 million sounds like a lot right now in today's NBA. But guess what? New TV deals kick in next year, which means lots and lots and lots of additional money for the NBA. And while the salary cap can only go up a max 10% each year, it's going to continue to do that for the future and for the inevitable future here. We're talking years and years and years of at least 10% growth in that cap, which means this contract won't look like much of anything once it takes hold. That's not the only thing, though. If you truly believe that Devin Booker future isn't in Phoenix for the long term, guess what? Signing him to an extension actually makes it easier to trade him in the long run if you're so inclined, because nobody wants to trade for a guy that's on an expiring contract. Just ask the Suns in trying to move an aging Kevin Durant. Devin Booker being locked up for another 2 years on top of what he has remaining on his contract is the smartest move for the Suns. But I don't believe what everybody else seems to think is just a finished deal, that the Phoenix Suns are going to be bad for the foreseeable future. I think they could be decent next year, depending on what your haul for Kevin Durant is. And maybe even good if you push and get what you actually think is the value of Kevin Durant, and you get a team that's desperate enough to do that in both draft compensation and players that are young but can help in the current situation as well. I also look at free agency in a couple of years when the books are clean. You can't tell me that people won't want to come and play with Devin Booker. Time and time again, it's played out that big names have wanted to come here. Kevin Durant didn't have the success that he hoped, but Chris Paul certainly did. And I feel like people will look at that and want to continue to play with a guy of Devin Booker's caliber. I don't think the future is as bleak as everybody wants to believe. We'll find out more closer to the draft when Kevin Durant gets dealt. But I really don't feel like abandoning that and trying to trade him at this moment and not signing that extension makes any sense for this franchise in any way, shape, or form. You are not going to go into a full rebuild. And I still believe that that is not the path to actually win here. So what option do you have other than to sign Devin Booker to what is available to him? He's the all-time leading scorer in franchise history. He is the highest single points per game average in Suns history. He's proven that he can be a distributor of the basketball over the last 2 years. And while you may not want him as your main playmaker, he's shown an ability to do that. So why would you not re-up him? Sign him to the extension. Deal with the fact that some people think it's way too much money. Because guess what? It is. Paying any basketball player 2 years and $150 million is too much money in the grand scheme of things in what's going on in the world. But guess what? That's the economics of it. And whether it's fair or not, it's what Devin Booker deserves based on what the market has dictated. And if you think that somebody else wouldn't happily pay that to get a guy of Book's caliber on their roster, you are kidding yourselves. This is the kind of guy that for a decade we wished we had in Phoenix. And now all of a sudden, because you hit a few rocky roads along the way over the last 2 seasons, you want to throw your hands up and abandon a guy that's been loyal to you? That sounds like it's much more of a fan problem with some of these people than it is a Devin Booker and a franchise problem. And I'm sorry, if you want to move on from Devin Booker, I don't think that you are thinking clearly. I don't think you are thinking as a fan anymore. And I think you're thinking from a far too analytical perspective, hoping, having that hopium that draft picks are magically going to fix things. Guess what? You did use a draft pick that did help fix things in Devin Booker. So why walk away from him in his prime just to hope to get another lottery ticket that could turn out to be Dragan Bender or Marquise Chris or Josh Jackson? Trade Kevin Durant, see what you get for him. Figure out your Bradley Beal situation and execute an offseason that surrounds Devin Booker with the kind of players that can help him have success and give you depth on the bench. That's what the Phoenix Suns need to do. But maybe that's just my Southwest bias. Let's say hi to the mustache behind the Mac, Shane Diefenbach, making all of this happen today while I'm remote. He's back in the studio. Shane, how are you, my man?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Espo? Are you feeling better?
I feel 50% human today, so that's why I am on camera.
What's the other 50%?
I do not quite know, but it's it's here, I think, in my body, but I'm not quite sure right now. Shane, would you pay $150 million over 2 years to Devin Booker? Is that too much? Do you do that?
You have to. You absolutely have to. This is a guy who, as you said, fans had wanted the past 20 years. Like you don't really have another option, and I think like this, he's also the only thing you have going for you right now. Yep. I don't care about the Supermax. Like it's unrealistic to think that you like. It's like the quarterback contracts in the NFL. When you have a rookie quarterback on a rookie contract, or a quarterback on a rookie contract, you have a lot more wiggle room. but then you have to pay them. That's just the reality. Like it's impossible to just keep going through this cycle where you're drafting and developing a superstar like Devin Booker, because this doesn't happen once every 10 years. This doesn't happen once every 5 years. This happens once every 30 years, if that. Like you have to keep these guys while they're around. And in today's era of the NBA, where there's so much movement and there's so many different like super team amalgamations, you have to treasure these guys who want to stay here and want to be in Phoenix and want to be a Sun forever. And I think, again, you would be doing him a disservice, you'd be doing the Valley a disservice, but you'd also be doing yourself a disservice, because not only is it the right move, it's also probably the only move you have that can keep you competitive.
What drives me nuts, too, is people are like, well, we don't want super teams. Super teams don't work. We want a team that's deep and built around maybe one star, but has a lot of guys that can do a lot of things. Guess what? You have the one star. Now you just need to go find the other guys, right? So do you really need a complete teardown to do that? To me, I think you can get a couple of those guys in the Kevin Durant deal, and then maybe you get lucky in free agency. You have Ryan Dunn that you hope Jordan Ott can help grow, because that's supposedly one of the things he does well. I don't think you're that far from surrounding him with the kind of guys that make you a deep team, that make you a scrappy team, like a Pacers team. Look, Tyrese Halliburton's good, Pascal Siakam's good, but I don't think either of them have reached the heights that Devin Booker did. Maybe Siakam close, but right now I think you got two really good guys and a depth group, right? So if the Suns can put a depth group around Devin Booker, I still think you can be good. Maybe you're not a championship contender over the next 2 years, but I think you put yourself in a position where come when, that BO money is completely off the books and you have a few other contracts that go away, maybe you can get a second guy that fits next to Devin Booker. You have the depth, and all of a sudden, you're back right in the middle of the conversation. The NBA is going to have its 7th different champion in as many years this year. So why do we think that this is the same league that's only dominated by one or two teams? I don't think the Suns can just completely give up and give into hopium, because you can get lost in that for a decade. We've seen it.
Yeah, totally agree.
Well, that is our dry heat for this morning. But look, there is an old friend that's going to be returning to the Valley this season, and I'm not sure that it should. We'll talk about that on the other side of the break. Want to tell you about my friends at Mountain America Credit Union. Everybody needs a place to put their money, right? And why not trust a place that has 1 million members and 100 branches throughout the West? Mountain America Credit Union knows how to take care of you and your finances. And guess what? You can get 2 times the points on reward credit card purchases through July 31st. It's just that easy. 2 times the point. Use your Mountain America Awards card and watch the points pile up. It's perfect for gas, groceries, travel, home projects, and all other kind of projects. It's super easy. The promotion is a way to stretch your dollar since you earn twice as many in rewards. Redeem your double points for rewards like travel, rebates, gift cards, even tickets to some of your favorite events. It's a limited time only, so take advantage of it while you can. Details are at macu.com/double. Loans on approved credit. Offers can change or be withdrawn at any time. Limited time offer. Terms and conditions apply. And you know who always has great deals? My friends at Circle K. And while I've been sick, I actually been kind of disappointed that I haven't had to get gas, because I love stopping at Circle K and using my Inner Circle membership. It's a free program. All you got to do is download the Circle K app today and enroll in the program with just like putting in your phone number in the app. It's just that easy. Then you're going to enter your phone number every time you show up. You're going to get 25 cents off your first 5 Phillips. That's 25 cents off per gallon, and then 3 cents off per gallon after that. And then you hit that ESPO level, you're getting 5 cents off per gallon, plus 79-cent Polar Pops, 99-cent Frosters, 3 for $7 Ghosts. I hear that is a good deal, and also what 50% of me feels like right now. So join the Inner Circle for free today by downloading the Circle K app. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. And I told you, an old friend is returning to the Valley after a few years of being away. No, it's not Torrey Craig, although that might happen in the offseason. Probably not. James Jones is gone, and that was always his kind of kink. But let's, Shane, can you put up the graphics so we can tell people who are returning? It's the City Edition uniforms that we all fell in love with on that championship run. I have confirmed this report. They will, in fact, be back. There will be one other jersey that'll be new in the rotation as well. But I'm not as excited as other people, right? I think some things are best left in the past. And I feel like the Valley jerseys in that iteration with the black and the gradient are one of those things because they hold very special memories from that 2020-21 finals run. And I don't want those memories tainted with what will be a rebuilding season. I don't want those to be tarnished and have one of our last memories of a team in them not be that finals run and the magic we felt as we all reemerged to society, but instead being something that may be a complete and utter disappointment. You want to give me a different colorway? Sure. A white Valley jersey, a purple Valley jersey. You might even be able to sell me on an orange jersey, even though it looks like you're working at Home Depot full time when the Suns go that route, or it's a bad Halloween costume. But I feel like the Valley jersey deserves to be kind of left where it was. I know this isn't a popular opinion because everybody's like, oh my gosh, the Valley jerseys are back. The feeling's not going to be back, though. The laundry is going to be back. And I think people are mixing up what they felt with those jerseys because of that special run into having them back. Now, the court will be back as well. I confirm that. And it's a beautiful court, but you can't tell me they couldn't have done something else similar to the Valley jerseys, different colorway, and not had the same kind of result. The NBA is doing this across the board this year, bringing back city editions that weren't, were beloved before, but were in the rotation the last few years. This just feels lazy to me for Nike. It feels like they went, you know what? We are too busy with the NFL rivalry jerseys and these MLB City Connect jerseys to actually put in the effort to do something unique again in the NBA. So we're going to run these back because we got the templates, we know how to do it, and we can put them in production super easily. So let's just do that and push it by the wayside because you know what? We need to have that City Connect, but this year we don't need to sell anything new in terms of uniforms. Let's just run it back and hope people buy different players. I'm just not a fan of bringing this particular one back the way it is because we know that there's not going to be a magical run in this team. And I'd much rather remember, the Valley jerseys for that insane 2 months that we dealt with as we came out of the COVID-19 pandemic. And we all enjoyed something as a Valley that we hadn't enjoyed since 1993. I say leave the Valley jerseys in the past, but that's just me. Another thing I saw this weekend, and I think this is where we really, really can screw with college football and help our brothers to the north. According to Front Office Sports, EA Sports will pay schools that are in EA College Football 26 based on the number of times they're played with in the game. So what I say, and this is for all 136 FBS teams, which will include Northern Arizona University. Let's actually help the Lumberjacks get a little NIL money out of this deal because as we saw, there is now essentially a salary cap in college sports. Up to $20 million, I believe, is the deal now with the what was passed through a judge over the weekend. There's a new body that overlooks college football and all these payments. Let's give NAU a chance. Let's help them win. Is there anybody out there in the audience that knows how to run a script on an Xbox or a PS5 that just has a game play multiple times throughout a day? I will front the cost for multiple PS5s and Xboxes. Other people can get in on it. And let's just have NAU play 4,000 times a day on these machines. Let's get them some money, because there's nothing I like more than screwing with a system that I'm not a big fan of. And now EA College Football 26 has given us a way as fans to screw with that system. Why not help the underdogs? Why not help the NAUs of the world, or the Buffaloes of the world, or these teams that are likely going to be crushed by the new economic reality of college football? They have created a system that is essentially like everything else now, where the almighty dollar is the only thing that's going to matter. Now, let's not kid ourselves. The education was never really what this was about for college students. For college athletes in most cases. But now it's not even going to be about the school or the legacy. It's simply going to be about how much of that salary cap that you have for your athletes will you pay me? And it's not just going to be college football, it's going to be college basketball. And how it trickles down to the lower sports as well, the non revenue generating sports, is going to be fascinating too. We've dramatically changed the scale of college athletics, and it's time to help the underdog using EA College Football 26. Let's do it. If you have a way to scam the system, hit me up, all right? Drop me a DM, come in here in the comments and drop a comment. Let's put our thumb on the scale as much as we can and stick it to the new man in college football. Shane, I heard a rumor that that you might be trying to figure out a way to do this for ASU as well.
Huh. Well, I don't know if you're going to be able to do this for NAU because they weren't in the game last year.
Supposedly they're in the game this year.
Wow.
I looked it up. That's the rumor.
That would be special.
If we can help the Lumberjacks. I know most of the viewers are probably Wildcats or Sun Devils. I didn't go to NAU, but I love helping the underdog. And if we can help the Big Sky, in particular NAU, why wouldn't we?
Yeah, and why not? I mean, I also think having their branding and stadium in the game would be really fun. I think they have really good branding.
Yep, I love their helmets. I actually think they're the best of the three schools. That matte blue with the axe is fantastic.
Yeah, big fan.
I got to ask, are you a fan of the new college football landscape though, and the new college athletics landscape that essentially changed overnight this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I don't expect us to see much of a change on the surface level of things. I think I don't know. I've talked about this at length on the ASU show, but we've just gone so far in the other direction so fast that there's going to be a point of overcorrection soon. It's just I'm such a big, I love the tradition of college athletics, and I think that's what sets it apart. And we're getting so close to just mercenaries, and it just feels like such a professional thing. And I understand I know this conversation's been beat to death, so we can move quickly on this. But I get, and I agree with the fact that the college athletes should be paid like professionals, but there needs to be some type of levying. There needs to be some type of way to control it without a governmental power on top of it. It's just so weird, and we've gotten so far away from what everything else meant. And some schools, I think ASU football, are still really embrace the tradition, but it's gone so far in the other direction. It's hard to remain positive about the way things are going.
Yep, give me actual contracts that they have to sign, and that their money isn't released until they reach a certain points in that contract. That's the way to fix it for me. But Shane, I think it's time to open your box.
It's time to open the Shane's Fun Box. Yes, we used to do this segment on Suns called Producer Surprise, and we're going to bring it back in the form of this. The Shane's Fun Box.
I can't wait to dig into Shane's Fun Box.
Settle down. All right, let's move on.
Hey, it's not harassment because I'm way over here.
Yeah, that's fair.
Studio, right?
So let's open it up, Espo. I know you've been feeling sick, and I thought we can try to make you feel a little bit better by showing you some pictures of cute animals.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
And so
That's Bambi, right?
this is what's in the
Is
fun
that supposed to
box
make me
today.
feel better? Isn't on the other side? Isn't that Bambi's mother getting shot? Am I supposed to
No,
feel
this
better
isn't
about
Bambi.
this?
This is just a nice. I mean, this poor deer's name is Alfred. It's a little baby boy deer. His mom was struck with a car. But we didn't need to bring that up. We can move on to this cute little tiger. What do you think of him?
Okay. Uh, yeah. I mean, it is a tiger. It is laying in some grass.
What would you name it?
Cute, I guess. Uh, I don't know. Fluffy came to mind because it's
Okay.
fluffy. I mean, that's a terrible tiger name.
And everybody remembers Mudang.
Yeah, that thing's terrifying. You
You
ever
don't like
see?
Mudang?
No. Did you ever see Ace Ventura: When Nature
Yeah.
Calls? This is what Ace Ventura looks like as he comes out of the fake rhino's backside. It's just it's just slippery. No, Mudang is creepy to me.
Okay.
Just
Well,
gonna say it.
what about him? Does this
Okay.
make you feel better?
Yes, an otter is always a good time. I'm gonna call this one Doc Brown though because its whiskers are just like all over the place, like Doc Brown's hair. There's some weird twist here that I'm kind of scared of.
No.
You're gonna
I'm
pan
just.
out, and they all
No, this is
they
all
all
this is
have.
for. I'm just trying to make you feel better. I'm just making you
This is
making you.
just showing animal.
Yeah.
What kind of animals is this? A flying squirrel? What are we looking
I
at
think
here?
this is
What was that?
I think it's a bush baby. I'm not
Bush
100% sure. I
baby.
should have done my research on this one.
So you pulled a bush baby out of Shane's fun box. All right.
Do you think it's cute?
You- I think it looks like a rat that mated with a cat
Wow. Wow. I also love
or
the
a
chat just
squirrel.
arguing about Devin Booker's salary while we're just doing this. Okay, here's the next one. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean it. There you go. What about this guy?
This is a red panda, isn't it?
It is a red panda.
Look at that. It's cute. I don't know. I always red pandas technically aren't pandas. I don't believe, which is always weird to me. I hate a bad misnomer, but
Yeah.
this
Well,
guy's two tone.
well, we can
So
go back to the picture of the deer. Oh, oops. Sorry.
what is there? Is this some kind of mental thing that you're screwing around with me? If I have nightmares of that, okay. Why is this deer like 3 inches tall?
Oh, he keeps popping up. Bush
Serious?
baby.
Is this some Inception? What are you doing with that? Is this Inception? Oh God, that's the scariest one of all. Oh wait, that's me.
That's another edition of Shane's Fun Box.
That's it. That's it. Really?
Do you not feel better after that? I showed you a bunch of cute animals.
I was on edge because I expected you to do something insane during it, but I guess just showing me pictures of animals is insane. So thanks for showing me an AI generated Johnny Venerable sized deer there.
Those were all real
nice.
pictures. Even the
You
scary
sure?
monkey.
All right. Let's take a look at a couple chats because I just figured out how to look at the chats while I'm in this home studio here. I want to take a look at No Hate Only Facts. It says Devin Booker needs to take a max of $45 million. That way the Suns can have some money to get other players. $70 million is insane to me. And it's not like he needs money or something. Okay, hey, Devin Booker isn't going to take a pay cut. It's not going to happen. And if you're getting rid of Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal's salary, this isn't about having too much money on the books. It's about taking care of your star and having him under a contract for multiple years moving forward, even if you want to trade him down the line. That's key. So I'm sorry, but asking him to take 45 million rather than the 75 that's available to him is never going to happen, nor would I ever expect an athlete of his caliber to do that. I don't think that is smart business to even pitch that, nor will they pitch that. And I get it. If you don't think Devin Booker's worth the money, then you likely feel like get rid of him, but don't insult him on the way out, because eventually he will be up in the rafters and he will be a Suns Ring of Honor member for everything he's done, even if he doesn't do anything else over the next few years as a member of the Phoenix Suns. So I don't think that is ever going to happen. And so generational hater, God, a lot of negative names here, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised with some of the comments. Booker getting old, declining, bad defender, will get benched by Udoka and cost $75 million. I wouldn't give up second-round pick for him. Well, I'm glad that we let Houston Rocket fans into the show, but you're kidding yourself. And you are insane if you think that Udoka would bench Devin Booker. He'd automatically be the best and most accomplished player on your roster outside of nobody, because you've got a bunch of young guys. So you'd be lucky to get Devin Booker, and it would cost a lot more than that. That is the program today, as we are wrapping up here on Southwest Bias. A big shout out to Shane Diefenbach, the mustache behind the Mac, for keeping things on the rails. A big shout out to my wife for helping me build the home studio, so it actually kind of looks like I'm back at the home office of PHNX. You can follow the show at PHNX_sports. You can follow me at Espo. And until next time, remember, you don't insult the guy that's the best guy on your team by asking him to take less money. Ahoy hoy.
We all silly like the mayor.